Hello, welcome to the Hacktivist. I'm Kevin Tame, and welcome back. I have not been streaming for quite a while. I was doing a lot of preparation for Worlds, and I went to the Magnum Opus and participated in the Worlds tournament. And so I wanted to share the decks that I brought, and yeah, just play them so you guys can see what happened. Part of the reason I wasn't streaming is I wanted to kind of focus on preparing for Worlds, and you know, kind of wanted to keep my decks somewhat secret, but I don't know if they're that secret, to be honest. A lot of people were playing very similar decks. But anyways, yeah, let me just kind of walk you through the decks that I played and talk about some of the matchups, and we can play some games here. So let's first, I loaded the decks in here just now. So the runner that I played was a Patchwork Max deck, and kind of the notable things that I did is I went to one Levy, and I did an, oh, this isn't actually right. Let me edit this, because what I actually did is I had a Maker's Eye and not a legwork. So I went with a indexing and Maker's Eye, because sometimes you'll hit Mirāju and you just can use Maker's Eye to get in. Yeah, but this looks to be accurate. I went with 2 turtles and 2 turning wheels. I also went with a Rebirth, which I'm not exactly sure was right, but sometimes sometimes you just need to Rebirth and it can win you the game. So I just had it in there as kind of as a security. And it's also really nice if you index and then go in, Rebirth into Omar, and you can get around the Mirāju. I then played a Mti or MTI deck, and it was a GFI build. I found that the GFI was a little stronger personally over the Aumakua, and all my influence was on GFI and Fairchild 3 and IP block. And the main game plan here was to get a Nisei token on, and then force your opponent to hit Excalibur some way, and then use Nisei to stop them, and that's how you kind of score out the second Nisei and then the global food. But yeah, let's just jump in here. Let's give these decks a roll. I'm sure many of you have seen them played. Patchwork is just an incredibly strong card. And yeah, so let's see if we can get a game. No one's in now, so we'll just go ahead and create one. Okay. So I'll be playing CTM. So this is the match, right? This is kind of like what you expect to see at Worlds, is CTM and MTI. So with CTM, I don't know what type of CTM this deck is. It could be like the Spags list, which is running Sue and trying to kill you, or it could be like what the Brits were playing, which was team sponsorships and calibration testings, or it could be like what the Comrades was playing, and what that was using data ravens and QPMs. Anyways, this is not a great starting hand against CTM. You usually want to see Dirty Laundry or Hacktivist. If you have Hacktivist and Dirty Laundry in your starting hand, you're in a great place. So I'm going to mulligan for that. So this is a great starting hand against CTM. Basically, the play here is you want to play the Hacktivist, so that puts you on 4 credits. Then, and depending on how many remotes they install. So my opponent isn't installing any remotes right now, so usually they do install remotes, so we'll give them. They took a mulligan, so they might not have had a great mulligan, which is good for us because that then gives us time. So my opponent just credited up, so that means I don't necessarily need to run this turn. So I'm going to hold on to this Hacktivist and this Dirty Laundry, and I'm going to draw and kind of just get set up. So now I have a Stimhack. I'm going to install this, and I'm going to draw, because what that allows me to do is put all of my bin breakers in. I still want to kind of stay at 5, because if they install a bunch of stuff, I want to be able to go to 4 so I don't hit Moonbad Virtual Tour. This is kind of a weird start, because typically CTM almost always installs 3 assets right away. We'll see what my opponent does here. Okay, so they're starting to install some stuff. So yeah, we're going to check this. And the way we're going to check this is with just with Dirty Laundry, because we have because we don't need to play Hacktivist. So I'm going to go ahead and play Dirty Laundry into server 1. That puts me below 5 credits, is the optimal place to run, so you don't have to hit Moonbed Virtual Tour. And I steal a kitty. It appears my opponent is pretty flooded. That's like the sense I'm getting. So let's just do another check here on R&D. We can get some money. Closed accounts. Looks like they might be trying to I don't know exactly what they're trying to do. I still don't know, because all of the decks run at least one kitty. But I don't know the Spags version. That one might not. My opponent might try and hard-hitting news me here, which would make them pretty poor, to be honest. But that's okay. It's a big tempo hit for them. And I can just clear the tags. They're going to lose all of their money pretty much trying to land this thing. If they put it to 8, then I just pay the trace, to be honest. If they boost to 12, I don't think it's worth it then. I think it's better just to clear the tags at that point. You do lose a turn. If they had installed something, maybe then you pay through it, but there really is no threat right now. Like, they're completely broke. So, I mean, yeah, you take the tags and you just clear them next turn. I don't think that's a great hard-hitting news in my opinion. So I'm just going to, yeah, you're right, Laura. It's a very weird time to hard-hitting news. Because it makes them broke. I'm now on 5 credits. It gives me kind of some breathing room to potentially, get a Patchwork out if I can find it or something like that. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, this is perfect timing. So what I want to do here is, so I want to get this Patchwork down, but it's going to make me kind of poor. So I'm going to inject. Hopefully I hit a breaker or something to get me on 5 and I find like a sure gamble. That's like would be ideal. And then I can install Patchwork and be able to start kind of getting that engine going. So I did not. I did see 2 breakers that increased my income, which is fine. My opponent's pretty poor, but this is like probably my window to get Patchwork down. And for free, I can get down Turning Wheel and not have to pitch a card, so I'm actually going to do that. So I'm going, because I want to be using Patchwork almost every time. And now it kind of sets me up for next turn, where if I draw into any econ, I can, like a Dirty Laundry or a Sure Gamble, I'm able to play that. So this is nice as well, my opponent installing stuff, because I'm at low credits. This could be like a Rashida. So I am going to go check this. I'm going to force them to res. If it's a resistor, that's fine. But if it's like an Enigma or something like that, it's great as well, because it's kind of making them poor. If it's a Data Raven, then it's a tip for like what type of deck they're on. Okay, so it's a Data Raven. So I'm assuming they're on like the QPM build, and that makes them pretty poor. I'm not going to install that, and I'm going to just end the run. So now I can click 1 or click 2, draw. I don't really want to trash any of these cards, but I need to get the econ back up, I think. I'm going to draw one more time, and hopefully it's something that I can throw away. Yeah, I can throw the same old thing away because I already have one. So I'm going to play Sure Gamble, throw away same old thing, and that puts me exactly on 5 cards. This feels like a pretty good spot. My opponent can't score this. If they are on the QPM builds, then it's going to be hard for me to steal them. So I want to try and steal them from R&D or HQ where there's no Data Raven. So doing a Makers this next turn might be a good play to see if I can pick off a few more of them. Indexing would be ideal, which I have it in the next part of my deck. So So here's now an interesting thing. They installed a new remote. This could be a virtual tour. So a play here is if I play Liberated, it puts me down 6. It puts me on 3 credits, which is nice because then I can go and check this without hitting Move Map Virtual Tour. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to play Liberated. I'm going to run this. Check it. Commercial bankers. So I do want to trash this. I don't think I want to trash it this turn. So I'm going to, my plan here is to take some money, probably through Sure Gamble, and then play Hacktivist. So I'm not going to trash that. And I'm going to trash. Now here's the question. If I take Liberated, it puts me on 7, and then I'm going to end the turn on 6. It's probably better to play a Patchwork situation here. So if I go, I really want to hold on to my Stimhack. Makers. I think I can lose Makers right now. I can always reinstall the same old thing. So I'm going to play Patchwork, trash Makers, play Hacktivist. So a lot of playing in CTM is just kind of figuring out how you deal with like getting your credits at the right place. Okay, so that's great. Like Hacktivist is going to be doing work this game unless they can clear it. So it's good to get that thing out. And the nice thing about it is if I do get like hard-hitting news or closed accounts or anything like that, it's nice to have this kind of like offshored money here with liberated accounts, so you can always recover pretty easily. I'm hoping I draw into a indexing. So my opponent is, I'm probably going to go in, I want to go and clear these right here. I think I Stimhack into 4. So let's see. I Stimhack into 4. I'm going to Stimhack into 4. I am going to trash 3. So I only need 2 clicks for that because I'm going to pay into the trace. So I can draw here. And I can draw here. And let's Stimhack into this. This might be an AR in server 2, which would be a bit of a pain, but I've trashed enough of their stuff where it's okay. I mean, that's something. That's kind of annoying actually, because it puts me in a place where I wanted to actually have the thing fire. It's more annoying that that was a 15 minutes. Bankers is going to tick one more time. So I think what I do here is I draw and hopefully I can find an indexing, because I'm going to lose it to max mills if I don't find it soon. I really need to deal with this commercial bankers next turn. I can't let them get any more money from it. I really wasn't in a position last turn to be able to deal with it. Maybe I should have Stimhacked at the beginning so that I can then deal with it, because then I could have gone in and trashed bankers, taken the tag, cleared the tag, and took and liberated. Might be a better play, but in hindsight, you don't know. So this looks like... AR. Okay. So now that the AR is scored, it's a little bit of a different game. So I'm going to inject in to find indexing. Perfect. I see commercial bankers, hard-hitting news, hedge fund, global food. So I know hard-hitting news won't come for a little bit. They might have it in hand. think what I do here is I move hard-hitting news to the bottom. I move commercial bakers down. IP, hedge, global food. And then I am going to do a patchwork into, I really want to deal with this. Unfortunately, I really want to deal with this commercials, but I don't think I can this turn because I want to steal this global food. This is a tough decision. I am going to dirty laundry in, playing that, trashing daily cast, running R&D. And let's actually run HQ and see if my opponent will res. I've gotten the feeling that they are somewhat... Okay, that's fine. That actually... There might be agendas in our archives, so I might need to go poke there. So they drew into the hedge fund, which is fine. And then there'll be the IP block, and then commercial bankers and hard-hitting news. Okay, perfect. I got a shuffle. So since they brought 15 minutes back, now I can index again, which is good because so I'll use same old thing for indexing. This bankers might get away from me, so it's the decision of do I want to deal with this bankers, or do I want to like see if I can close the game out with indexing, and that's kind of the decision point here. It's going to be hard for me to win off of these remotes with QPMs because they have the ravens. So since I got a shuffle, I think it's an opportunity where I need to check R&D with indexing. So I'm going to do that. SSL. Oh, wait. I have freedom. Oh, man, I'm a click short. So the question is here, can I play them? So there is an SSL. How can I play them? I need to put this 5 down, I think. And then I use turning wheel to steal it with a freedom through equality. And that would put me on 4 points. I think that's the play. Okay, so let's move. Let's see here. I don't really want them to have C-source because I don't want them to give me a tag and do some of that shenanigans. I don't want them to have Rashida. So I'm going to put C-source down. No, actually I wanted SSL down. Let me restart this over. SSL, Rashida, hard-hitting news, C-source, DBS. So right now, the SSL is on the very bottom. It's 5 cards down. Let's just do a little poke here on archives. There might be some agendas in there. Oh, there's a global food. Ugh, the SSL could win me the game. So I can't get to it now, unfortunately. That's really funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait, see if I can get it this. I can get it. I can dig down for the SSL next turn. Hopefully they don't do any like C-source shenanigans on me right now. So my opponent installed 2 items and they drew. Okay, so this is easy. I can just, so mandatory drew and then drew. The SSL's 3 cards down. So I can run R&D, jack out, run R&D, jack out, run R&D. I mean, I probably didn't need to go that many. Jack out, run R&D. I think it's 2 down or 3 down. Good game. Yeah, so once I got the shuffle, that was a great opportunity to steal the agenda. I mean, it's kind of funny that there was a GFI in there. Probably I hit with that Hacktivist. It looked like my opponent was a little, maybe a little flooded. So, but yeah, that's kind of how the deck goes. I think the ideal starting hand is, yeah, Bradley, you're exactly right. Like I can also same old thing makers. But what I really wanted a same old thing for was I wanted a same old thing for freedom through equality, because I was only on 3 points, so it would have landed me on 6 points. And so stealing the SSL, I needed to also have that 4th point. So that was my main kind of plan, was to try and get the 4th point, so that I could close the game out. But anyways, that's a Patchwork Max. I think it's a really strong deck. It's really fun. I think I might have gone, like, in hindsight, Turtle was kind of the all-star of the day, and I might drop like a Rebirth for 3 turtles and then maybe something else for another Datasucker, because having 2 Datasuckers and 1 turtle is just amazing. So you can, I mean, it makes the MT matchup so much easier. Even though if they're running IP blocks and all that stuff, you're able to just, I mean, you just take the tag on IP block and then you just clear it. You just have to just play around it. I know the Brits run maybe a little bit different build, but it's kind of the same essence here of the Patchwork Max decks. So that's a Patchwork Max. I'm going to be playing that a bit more during the week here. It's a lot of fun. I actually have enjoyed it quite a bit. But let's check out my MTI deck. Let's actually see if we got any more agendas first, though. That was interesting, a calibration testing. I don't know what this type of CTM is. It's a little different. Okay. So let's take a look here at my MTI deck. My MTI is, I think we talked about this already, but basically what you're doing is you are trying to score a Nisei early, and then building a remote and making it either taxing, and you're using Marcus Batty and Excalibur to kind of end their run, and then make them hit the Excalibur or something like that so that they can't continue running, and then you can daisy chain out the Niseis. I did add a fast track to this because I really wanted to see Nisei early. However, I don't know if it's the best decision. I think a Biovolt might be better. I don't know. It would be nice to have another way to stop runners, especially runners who have Turtle. Turtle was kind of my nightmare for all of Worlds. Whenever I saw that, the matches I played where they had Turtle and 2 Datasuckers, that was brutal, because they're able to run pretty easily and charge that up and deal with Excalibur. But yeah, let's give this deck a try, and I can kind of show you guys. It's a little bit more of a grind, I would say, but it's still pretty fun. I think the decision to play this over CTM was that, like, I just had a really high win rate with it. It might have been better to play CTM because I felt like I had a lot of brain burner games. I'll just create my own because there's a lot of people who want to corp, and maybe someone will join me. So it's interesting, like, the starting hand that you want to find with MTI is you want to find Econ. Celebrity Gift, the best time to have Celebrity Gift is in your starting hand, because usually the runner's pretty poor and they don't want to run. So it's okay to show them, hey, I have all this ice in this agenda. Celebrity Gift, I feel like it gets kind of worse over time because you sometimes get a little flooded and you might have a lot of cards in hand that you don't want them to know. So it's hard to say. A lot of people want to corp right now. Okay, we got Hack Deck. I don't know who this is, but Let's rock and roll. $419. Okay, $419 can be tough. So the key to $419 is you got to go pretty fast because they're going to be on turtle. This is a decent starting hand because it has the economy. It doesn't have the great ice, so I think I'm going to keep this because I like the celebrity gift and I like an IP block and stuff like that because if they're on turtle. Thimblerig is also great. So this is pretty cheap ice. It's not very punishing, so they will probably be able to run early, but I'm going to do a celebrity gift. And oftentimes people are on employee strikes, so I like to get down a ice pretty early. Let's do Thimblerig because we want it to be an end the run. Do we prevent this? This is a tough decision. I think I am going to prevent this one because I don't want them to be able to prepare by putting something down and using diversion of funds, because that's what they want to do is if I leave HQ open is do a diversion of funds to penalize me. So my opponent looks like they are on a power taps build, so they're not on like an APOC build, given like that they have the Sigil Sanctuary. Ooh, cool. So this is interesting. My opponent knows I have an NGO. Oh, my opponent left. Okay, they conceded. But this would have been a pretty decent, this is actually, it might have been better to have the Thimblerig for the, to be able to jam out this Nisei. You kind of want to take risks really early. What I would have been ideal is have the Thimblerig there and install Advance, because I like to install Advance the Nisei to make them think it's the NGO. But let's get another game here. We can try this again. Kind of glad we didn't face 419 because 419 can be a total grind, to be honest. It can really suck. I think MTI, like, since my prediction with Worlds was there was going to be a lot of Max and a lot of Val, and just more Anarch in general, and I felt MTI was a really decent matchup for Anarch, and that's kind of why I went with MTI. I knew there would be some Shaper, there would be some 419s, but I thought there'd be more Anarch. And the interesting thing was, I didn't realize how difficult Val is against the MTI match. I thought I had a way better matchup, but a lot of the Vals I faced were pretty challenging, to be honest. Let's see if someone will join me. Everyone wants to corp today. I guess people are posting all of these really interesting decks from Worlds, so it's interesting to kind of try them out. And that's the first thing I did is as soon as I saw like Joe's deck, I decided I wanted to test it out. So Joe, who won Worlds, I had done a lot of testing with him anyways, so I was kind of familiar with the things he was playing. Bradley, yeah, I did make day 2. I ended up actually getting 34th. I was 34th for the whole tournament. But yeah, I played really well. I was really happy with how I played. It was a little bit of a letdown my last round where I only got 1 point. A little bit of issues came up there, and it kept me from being either top 16 or also being top 32. So I wasn't able to. I was just that short. 1 extra point, and I would have probably landed around 20th place. Anyways. Kabinisa Wu, I'm not exactly sure what to expect here, but this is I kind of like the starting hand, has a scarcity. I wish it had a Nisei, like the GFI is okay, it's not great to see. Yeah, Bradley, I was the one who was the table that had a full draw, so I got 1 point in the last round. It was really annoying. I reflected on that quite a bit, and even if we had like come to an agreement, like, hey, let's concede, you concede one match, I concede one match, we would have both got 3 points and been top 32. I mean, I probably would have ended then around like 17th place if that was the case. Oh, is great even see Fairchild here. So I'm going to celebrity gift. And I like to put out a piece of ice. I think it's really important. So I'm going to go ahead and put one over R&D. Yeah, it was really rough. It's interesting, like, you know, I played really well and I should be really happy with it, but I keep thinking about these like key moments that happened during Worlds that like I'm really kind of disappointed that, and they came down to not necessarily like my gameplay. I have a few gameplay things. I'm not worried about as much like my mistakes I made during gameplay, but I'm more concerned about some of my mistakes I made during quote unquote the tournament gameplay, where I didn't like effectively navigate my opponent and like agree, you know, coordinate with him some, you know, like, hey, like for example, one of my opponents didn't concede to me in like round 2. And what that did is that gave me 1 less prestige point. And I could have actually had a pretty reasonable argument if I had like done a better explaining of it, where the person would have conceded to me, where it shows that it can benefit both of us. Anyways, so here, my opponent's pretty poor, so I kind of want to find Nisei. Since I'm not, I'm just going to get some stuff out. I maybe drew a little more aggressively than I would have liked. That's okay. Let's just put in, let's put this over HQ. I wonder if my opponent is, it looks like they're very event heavy. I want to hold on to all of these things. I maybe drew too much, to be honest. I was a little distracted there. I apologize. Man, I want to keep all these. I'm going to pitch the GFI, and then hopefully my opponent doesn't check it, and I can do a little bit of, what's the word, preemptiving that back if I can get a few more things in my archives. Yeah, okay, so my opponent's pretty poor. I really want to see a Nisei. So let's draw again, and let's just set up this remote. And server IP block server 1. Yeah, let's do that. That's good. So I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people make when they play MTI is they don't install ice. They just want the ability to fire all the time, which is good. You want the ability to fire, but installing ice actually is going to help you quite a bit. So like, I think it's still good to be proactive about installing ice. So this Kabini Wu, ooh, equivocation. So it looks like they want to do some equivocating on me. I'm going to put this in server 1. Let's put this on R&D. Gain a credit. I'm going to be in an awkward place here, especially if I draw into a Nisei, because what's going to happen here is I'm going to Rashida, so I'm going to see 4 cards. It might have been ideal to try and get another card played, but I really do want the econ, and I do want to draw into a Nisei if I can. Huh. This feels pretty good to stuff. Though at the same time, it's nice to get your ability fired, so. Ooh, fast track. Okay, so I did find a Nisei. So I don't think I can reasonably score the Nisei this turn, so I'm going to set up for it, because I have too many cards in hand that I don't want to get rid of. So I'm going to play my sure gamble. I'm going to put Batty in the server, and I'm going to, it might be okay to preemptive. I don't love it, but I don't really want to lose the GFI. So definitely am going to hedge, put this into server 1. The question is, like, do I want to, I mean, it might be good just to, like, I mean, I want to save the ice to put it somewhere. Playing Scarcity might be okay. I think well, actually, I can ditch well, no, I might want to pull in another Nisei. So I'm going to hold on to the fast track. I'm going to actually play Scarcity. I feel like that's a good time to play it. Yeah, that's true. But I think, yeah, I think I want to, I got to jam this Nisei here this turn. IP block. Unfortunately, Gordian is going to boost up in strength pretty easily, and they can use Flame Out. So my bait here, why are they doing that? Oh, I see. They use SMC. Did they use SMC? What did they do? Okay, gotcha. So the question here is, no problem. The question here is, do I punish them? And I think I do. So, like, I think I punish them by installing Fairchild 3. Because if I install Fairchild 3, it's really going to blow them out, and then I'm going to have a Nisei window. So I think I definitely, I kind of wanted to save it for the remote, but it's so nice that like it's the best feeling to stuff dirty laundries, and I don't think they'll be able to get through this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Because this is a big tempo hit for them, and then it'll open up the window for me to score the Nisei. And I'll have 6, 2, so that's going to cost me 8. I'll have the money, I believe, to get through if they try and run. And then I'm going to end the run. Yep. So let's check my money here. I'm going to need a total of 4 credits to score this. It's going to make me a little poor if they run this remote, but I actually don't think they can reasonably run the remote, to be honest. So I think it's the best time, to be honest. I will be a little poor. I'll go to 8 if they make me res everything, but that's okay. They can't reasonably come in here, so it's the best time. And that feels pretty good. And then I'm going to use NGO next turn to get my money back up. So this is going exactly as planned. And I really like doing the install advance with the Nisei because it makes people feel that it's an NGO, especially when you're poor. My opponent is, yeah, there's, ooh, what is this? Make a run on R&D. If successful, you may make another run on R&D. So how can I punish this? So Thimblerig is 2. So I think what I do here is I res Thimblerig. I bring the Fairchild 3 over, so then they can't make a second run. So I'm going to res that. Okay. Thimblerig is so fun. Swap Thimblerig with Fairchild. And then let's res and gain 8 and res Fairchild. So I wonder, I'm curious here. No, I don't have any more actions. I'm curious, do they maintain the strength? No, they have to make another run, which they can't afford. If successful, you may make another run on an R&D when your run ends. If the second run is successful, gain 4. Yeah, they don't maintain the strength, I don't think. Because it's a brand new run. Thimblerig is so annoying that way. Yeah, so I found that like Thimblerig, like people when I faced Mti at Worlds, the people who like played me the best were the ones who effectively used Thimblerig. And that is like a good example of using Thimblerig in a way to really punish the runner. And basically what you do is you just move it to the server where you want them not to go the most. So if you have like agendas in hand, you just, you know, put your powerful ice in front of HQ. If you're going to score, you just move them over. It's really annoying, especially against Anarchs when they're on Black Orchestra, where it costs them 3 to break. It's just a very taxing piece of ice for them. For Shapers, it's not so bad because it only costs them 1. And I'm not sure what my opponent's doing. Let's see, I'm waiting for you. Let me close prompt. Okay. So now I'm pretty poor. Oh, a godsend. This is great. I'm now in a position where I think I want to use my preemptive. I have 2 in hand. Oh, is everything okay on my end? It looks like I'm starting to, my computer is using a lot of CPU, so I apologize if you guys can't see me. Let's go into server 1, and then let's preemptive. Okay, so I'm going to bring back that, the GFI, the NGO, and the Rashida. And that'll end my turn. Yeah, it's just going a little, I'm getting a little lag on my end. Not sure why. So the question is, do I fast track for a... I don't think I do because I can't reasonably... so I could fast track for Nisei. However, it'll make me pretty poor. Oh, I misplayed this. What I needed to do was I needed to bring Fairchild over to HQ and then set up for my next turn to bring it over. I'm not happy about that. I'm just going to click. That was total misplay. You want to be firing Thimblerig almost every turn. So what I should have done is I should have brought the inside Fairchild 3 here to HQ, and or actually maybe I should have brought it over to the remote. That's what I should have done. Dang it. I'm going to do that next turn. I'm just going to click for credits here. That was a misplay. Yeah, losing a turn is a real pain because if I lose a turn, then my opponent's able to kind of bounce back on their credits, like just like that. So I want to use Thimblerig here. So I'm going to move Thimblerig over to the inside. Because what I would have wanted to be doing is on this turn, bringing the Fairchild over so I have a scoring window. Ideally, if I had Excalibur, that would be nice. But my opponent has Lamb, so kind of the way I want Excalibur to fire now is I need Excalibur to fire with Batty. It is kind of a weird spot for me. So I think I put another Thimblerig, get it out, hard install it. And then I just click for credits. I'm hoping here I can Fisk. Wow, I was going to fast track, but I don't know if fast tracking helps me now with all of these agendas in hand. Ankuza. Use Ankuza to break all subroutines on a barrier, subroutine. Add that barrier to HQ. So this is a pretty good window here because they are pretty poor. So I might be able to sneak a GFI out. Oh man, they are going to get hit. Oh, they're just bringing that back. Oh, that's annoying. But I got a lot of cards in hand. This is more than I want. So, how do I deal with this? I think jamming. Oh, Doug, you're right. Oh, I forgot the Thimblerig. Should I ask? I'll ask. It's not kosher, but I feel bad. They asked me for a take back, so I'm gonna. Woohoo! What do I do here? I feel like I have a window, but that means I have to pitch a lot of cards. The question is, do I sure, the other option is here, I sure gamble, get some ice back out. I can definitely ditch the fast track. This is a tough decision point. Okay. Like, I really want to jam this GFI. I think I'm going to play, I think I'm going to jam it. I think I'm jamming. It's my window. They're doing this funky stuff and I don't know what to do with it. I think that's the best decision, to be honest. Advance. Ugh, I'm getting so much lag. Sorry guys, I'm getting a lot of lag here. That's my problem. I don't know what's going on. Lots of lag. Okay, so what do I pitch here? I'm going to pitch I'm just gonna stop the stream real quick and then start it back up. Okay, that should fix my issues, I think. Sorry about that. Okay, so I don't need fast track. I don't need scarcity. I don't need vanilla. And my turn. Hopefully that solves some of the issues. I just kind of stopped the stream there for a second. I think that was the right decision. Jamming is always good because when they're poor like this, it's really hard for them to deal with stuff. And I don't want to res Fairchild, but I do want to use my Mti ability. Oh, then it gives them a chance to steal a GFI, but I think I want to do that. I'd rather just tax them a little bit. Oh, they can use Ankuza, put it back to hand. Let's see. Okay, they jack out. Even better. So here's the question. It doesn't feel like they're going to come in and steal this anytime soon. So I could score next turn and kind of give myself some breather room. So it might be good to hedge fund and credit and then score the GFI. Because I don't think they're going to come in and try and steal this. So I'm going to hedge fund, credit. I mean, they potentially could, but I think the GFI is actually pretty safe right now. Bradley, is the stream looking better now, or is it still choppy for you? Ooh, and they paid the iron price for that thing. Okay, so now we just score this out. And I'm in a much better place. I have good economy. And I score. And I think I can probably jam next turn the other GFI. Because I don't think they can afford going through twice. Oh, even better. Philotic, the best. This is getting better. I think I can, for economy, I'll install the NGO, get some money. Install, advance once, install Philotic. And then I think that's the game. I don't think they can contest it, to be honest. New remote. Advance. Server 1. See, I don't need this NGO. I don't need this Rashida. I think this game is pretty well locked, given their credit pool. I think that was a mistake. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're just getting desperate here. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I could be really rude and just stuff them, to be honest. I think I just let him. I think I just let him through. It's fine. I'd rather have the money to res my other stuff just in case. Because I don't even think they can afford to come back in again. And I think that's game. Hey, Infusion, how's it going? Okay. Well, that's how that deck plays. Typically, I try and do Nisei GFI, but sometimes that's the way you get it. Oh, they left. But yeah, those are my Worlds decks. MTI was really strong. It was a little bit of a brain burner. I might have enjoyed NBN a little bit more because I feel like NBN, it just kind of plays itself. That's how I feel about it, at least. MTI, there's always, remember, the Thimblerig trigger. You want to basically use it every turn, so that's easy to forget. Yeah, Infusion, I really did enjoy Worlds. I ended up getting 34th on the day. Had a few little heartbreak things that happened, but it was a lot of fun. Just seeing people and hanging out was just a blast. I also did a little bit of the Unlimited Swiss, which was really fun. They gave out some really cool prizes. It was a great event. I'm really looking forward to what Nisei does, because at this Worlds, I had the experience of, you know, that feeling of you're just like, man, I don't want this to end. And I want to keep hanging with these people. I want to keep playing this game. And so I'm really hopeful for Nisei. And I know it's like so much of this is dependent on like the tournament scene. So I'm really hoping that they get their OP, really knocks it out of the park. And so I'm kind of looking to Austin to be able to do a good job there. And yes, Spags, it was really nice seeing you as well. I'm glad you were able to find your money and get that all worked out. And the Indian place is great. Well, anyways, I'm going to sign off here. I got to get back to work, but I wanted to share my list. I'll be back to streaming. Next week, I'm planning on actually having Joe come on to my stream and coach me through his Worlds deck. So I would love to see you guys. I think we're probably going to shoot for Wednesday or Thursday or one of those days, and we'll be able to run through his Val and his CTM. They're pretty straightforward, but as the world champion, I got to have him on and have him show me some of his stuff. But anyways, thanks for joining, and I'll now continue to stream. And now that Worlds is over and I don't want to show my secret tech, I'll start pulling out other decks. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a great day.